Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle video. I'm Goki, and today we're going to be taking a look at the future of global, what banners we could expect, unless JP or Akatsuki decides to throw us random banners, global exclusives first, and things like that. We are pretty much on a set path. Frieza has been released not too long ago, within 7 days past. And now we're looking at roughly 3 Dokkan Fest exclusives. Technically it's 4, but we have Boujack, we have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and we have Janemba and Paikuan to look forward to. We don't know what's to come on GP yet because they are getting ready for their 6th anniversary banner set, and we will see more of Global's future from that. But for now, we are going to go ahead and lay down exactly what's coming for us and how you guys can prepare for this. So first banner that we're going to take a look at, I personally think it's going to be the one we have next, mainly because we have the category already. People are waiting. He is a hype unit. He's a good unit to give us in between the time that JP is doing their really big celebration, to keep global somewhat enthusiastic or busy during this time. So I feel for a fact that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is going to be the next banner. If I'm wrong, I happen to be wrong, and it happens, but I think Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta might be comfortably the next one. If he's not, then obviously it's going to be Boujack from this case only, and then we can be nitpicky between, it's not going to be a Dokkan Fest, it might be Turles. So there's many things for us to look through, but the reason why I say Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is because we have the Great Ape Power category, and he's the leader, the pioneer leader of that category, and he's the best current leader for it. We have tons of support with the Dragon Ball Heroes units, and he will be a massive cool new team for you guys to run, and it will be an interesting team because you're gonna have Super Saiyan 4 Broly, Super Saiyan 4 Gohan, Super Saiyan 4 Bardock, Goku, Vegeta, and Super Saiyan 4 Vegito on the same team with Gogeta, which is kind of bonkers in my opinion. The banner is okay, it's so-so. It has Piccolo, Kefla, the Go Bros, the new Nova Shenron, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and for the lackluster ones there's Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Omega Shenron, and the old Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Now, speaking of a quick rundown, this banner is okay. Really, you should only be summoning Gogeta if he is your favorite unit, period. For me personally, this might be a skip. I might throw a few stones here and there, but I'm not sure, but this is a pretty cool unit to look forward to if you are a Gogeta fan, and it's a pretty good unit to be hype about because it's Gogeta. It's Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and it also came with his old form, Super Gogeta's new EZA. So, I mean, there's a lot to come from him coming out so early for global, and yeah, this is a pretty good banner overall. Next, we have Boujack. Now, Boujack is a really good banner. Arguably better than Gogeta's. And the reason why is it's Gohan's rerun. Now, if you guys didn't know, Gohan came out right after our celebration for the global celebration, the multiple download celebration. Gohan came out right after because our stones were completely dry and they wanted to take more stones from us, and well, he's getting his rerun. And the reason why I don't think I will see Boujack show up right after is because this rerun is very valuable to a lot of people. So I think it's going to come after Gogeta, or it's going to come before Gogeta and take our stones. So there's like a if and or but situation with this banner. But for most cases, Boujack, even though you might not be summoning for the card, his banner is undisputably better than Gogeta's. He comes with rarely any SSR that has fallen off, and the only one here is Future Gohan Fizz. Future Gohan Fizz compared to the rest of them are relatively weak, but Android 13, very, very outstanding leader for the Android category. Bardock, very, very outstanding card for Goku's family and low-class Saiyajins. Plus, he also has, I forgot what the other category is. Let's pick it up in a second, but he's also amazing on Super Saiyajins and so on and so forth. He's a Revenge or low-class warrior. But he's just really, really good, and he can also sit on the crossover cat, so that's kind of like crazy for him, right? Then you have Future Gohan, the Bond Disciple Master leader, and a hybrid leader. He is absolutely insane and still good to this very day. And the legendary Ultimate Gohan. Ultimate Gohan is one of the best units in the game, hands down. He's probably the best TUR in the game, bar none. And obviously some people still think it's Cooler, and I can understand why. Cooler is a very, very powerful card, but this banner is pretty stacked with really strong Dokkan Fest exclusives. This is the banner to summon on and not Gogeta's, sadly. Now, outside of this, Boujack's strong. He's a worse Cooler, but he goes on movie bosses. Zanya is a pretty good card under the right conditions, and she can hit lots of damage and get that damage ramp going. Plus, she's a waifu, so really good banner to summon on. I personally am going to summon on this over summoning on Super Saiyan for Gogeta. Now, we might get a trap banner. What I mean by a trap banner later on is the legendary summon banners. But before we go ahead and push on forward, I'd like to remind you guys that if you guys are liking the content and you want to grow in PP size, you will hit that like button, because scientists have proven that your PP size will grow by liking my videos. And on top of that, subscribe if you're not new. Oh, well, no, subscribe if you are new. Maybe you get something out of this video, maybe you get something out of my future videos. But on top of that, hit the notification bell if you guys are also already subscribed, so you guys know exactly when the videos come out. Simple as that. But yeah, legendary Turles, very strong banner. Not legendary banners have these the weakest summoning potential in the entire game. They are flooded with SSRs. The main one that you're gonna get is is a featured, right? But you have a 5% chance to obtain this feature, while you have a 10% chance to obtain a SSR in total. Only 5% of this chance goes towards the main unit right here. And I mean, while Turles is amazing and powerful, he will be back, and you will get a chance to pick from him or pick from the pile. He'll end up on type banners for STR. He'll end up on other legendary banners in the future, and he's going to be a powerful unit for you to use. Keep that in mind when thinking about summoning. So you don't have to summon for him outright right now. You don't have to save your stones. You don't have to dump like 1,000,000 stones into it. Trust me, I've done things like that, and it doesn't bode well for anyone. So moving on, something we haven't gotten yet is legendary summon Jiren. Now Frieza is winding down eventually. He's going to go down. This is a top Frieza, so because it's a tournament power, a lot of people think that the part 2 of the New Year celebration will entail Jiren, Dispo, and Topo to some point. And while I could say I most certainly may agree that might be the case, we're not exactly sure what we're going to see yet. And Jiren's powerful. His banner is actually significantly better than Turles. But, and he does have really good tournament power cards on there, like Topo, the other Topo, like the SCR Topo that Dokkan's into Destructive God Topo is really good, the In Topo is really good, the Dispo is really strong, the Fizz Goku, the movie Heroes is really strong, Skinny Boo is powerful. He's amazing. I've talked about him many times on the channel. STR Reese is really good. Brienne is really good. Or Brienne de Chateau is really good. Botomagetta is a solid tank. SSR Champa is a support god. Bergamo is Godgamo or Bergadmo, you know, and Frieza is a stunning beast, or not Frieza, but Frost. So overall, a really good legendary summon banner. To be honest, this is a better banner overall than Turles, and I would wholeheartedly feel better about myself if someone summoned here than they summoned here. For the most part, Jiren is not better than Turles in my opinion. I think Turles is still better, but Jiren is powerful, not to be underestimated. He's going to be an amazing card for you to use, and he's going to be over the top. So for the most part, you guys should go ahead and use this character a lot, or attempt to summon for him. I would say throw 300 stones. If you don't get a bone by then, just forget about it and collect the coins. And if another legendary summon banner comes out and you get these coins, go do it then, and hopefully you get the units you want. So moving on, after this we have to catch up on is two important really big banners, Janemba and Pycoon. So before we get into this midlife crisis about everyone calling Janemba bad, let's move away from Janemba for a second. Take a look objectively at the rest of the banner. Geo's amazing card. Year 3 fusions still really powerful, so there's 2 LRs on the banner already. Int Gotenks is a good card, but he is a weird choice. You already has an Int amazing card, and that is Kid Goku, and I feel like that's the only place where this Gotenks would fit. I mean, outside of on a fusion team, obviously. Then we have Tech Trunks. Tech Trunks still powerful to this very day. He came out 2 years ago. He is very strong to this very day. And Zamasu, the same time, still a really good card. Heal Blot, and he allows you to do some crazy stuff. Goku Black, really solid card, but he just takes way too long to build up. Not good on SBR, but he's pretty good on long events. So maybe you want to use him for long events, but maybe you don't want to use him for SBR. Either way, it's kind of funky the way he works. And in Janemba, if you hadn't heard it a dozen times, he has aged pretty well. He's still really good. He's a really good easy A to have, and he's a really good easy A to just grab off of your red stone. He's going to be strong for a long time. Tanks tend to be the ones that stay in the meta relevant the longest. Any tank that can do damage. Now his damage has dissipated and is reduced compared to SDR Janemba of JP currently, but he's still really strong. And then next, the win banner, the banner that actually won out here, even though Vegito I personally think is better than Gogeta in most cases, and the Tora, the Int Tora leader is still stronger than Gogeta because of counters. Gogeta's banner definitely won in this case. So if you didn't notice, looking at this banner, there are no SRs. This is probably one of the best banners to summon on if you want the absolute featured, because every single card on here is strong for the current build of the game. Current build of the game, a lot of these units can do pretty well. Turles can still do pretty well in movie bosses. Broly can do really well on movie bosses. He attacks everything, so that could be also a really good thing. Gogeta, really good dodge tank, really good stats, really good hard hitter. He's effective against all types. STR Gogeta, he has an easy A. He has good stats. He has LR-like stats. He can be tanky, even though he doesn't have a lot of defense. He is still a strong card. Tech Boo, once he transforms, he can go off. Till then, he has to hope he slips into Skinny Boo and makes his life a lot easier, which ironically is really easy to do now these days. Then you have Pator, or the fusion leader, the phase 1 of STR Gogeta, who's absolutely amazing, and Pycoon, who's also really strong. So Global's future is looking pretty huge, actually. We have a lot of cool banners to choose from, and you guys can go in and with Pokemon and Januma specifically, there is buy one get one free, but I feel most likely we will get these in June-ish, like in between May and June, just to bait stones out of us because it's the older LRs. So keep that in mind when purchasing for this, purchasing any stones for these banners. The better bets are probably Boujack and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, where you will have enough stones after to save to push forward for the other stuff. But yeah, for now, hopefully this helps. I don't know how many stones we're going to be able to accumulate from now till back then, but hopefully if you guys did the New Year's step up stuff, you got your refund and so on and so forth. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.